Hey guys, I'm Mason, and this is Wrestling in the Dark, the only professional wrestling podcast brought to you by a completely blind wrestling fan. Today, I'm here to bring you my predictions for AEW's next pay-per-view, which is tomorrow. That's Fight for the Fallen. So, how good will it be? What will happen? If you want to find out, stick with me as I make my predictions for Fight for the Fallen. First up, we've got Brandi Rhodes versus Ali. They've been building to this pretty much since the start of AEW now, with Double or Nothing and then with Fyter Fest just recently. They've been cutting some good promos between them. Brandi cutting that promo on Road to Fight for the Fallen about how she feels all the pressure and how she always takes herself mentally out of the game, and Ali talking about how she feels opposite of that about herself. So this one I was struggling with through a little bit. I didn't know what to pick, but after betting against Cody last time and it ending up as a time limit draw, I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot again, and I'm going to go with Brandi picking up the win for this one. Next up is definitely the easiest one of the bunch for me. It's Adam Hangman Page versus Kip Sabian. Now, they seem to have a little bit of a push recently. They've definitely been trying to feature him, what we're putting him on the buy-in for Double or Nothing, and then having him on the commentary during Fyter Fest. But I definitely still think that there's no way Kip's coming out of this with the win. Adam, or Hangman, or whatever you want to call him, has got to face Jericho at a later date, and they really want to give him the wins there. So I think the clever choice, and I think what they will do, is going with Hangman for the win. A 6-man tag match between Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin and Joey Janela versus MJF, Shawn Spears and Sammy Guevara. Definitely think that the team of Allin, Janela and Havoc will come out of this one with the win, because with the way that they've set up this feud between MJF and Shawn Spears, there's no way that they can coexist. They're going to argue and bicker during the whole match, and Sammy Guevara, poor guy, is going to be stuck in the middle between them, and then Havoc, Allin and Janela will probably end up capitalising on that. So that's my prediction for this one. SoCal Uncensored versus the Lucha Brothers. This one I find a little bit harder just because SCU have been quite over with the All Elite audience. So have Lucha Brothers. They've been mixing it up with the Young Bucks, and they've got that relationship with AAA, which I think they want to keep nice and strong. So I think that the Lucha Brothers will end up coming out of this one with the win. But again, as I've said in all the other predictions, I'm so unfamiliar with all of these teams and how they're going to boot them that I really have no idea. But I'm going to predict the Lucha Brothers coming out with the win here. Another fairly easy one, in my opinion, is Kenny Omega versus Shema. Now, they put Shema over as being fairly indestructible. He's put in some really good performances at Double or Nothing and Fyter Fest. He looked really, really strong against Christopher Daniels. And I think that even though they want to give those OWE guys the push and keep the relationship with them good, Kenny Omega's got to take on Moxley, and I think that they're going to want to keep him looking strong. I could maybe see Moxley interrupting this match and and Shema ending up picking up the win from that, but I don't think so. I think that it'll end with Kenny Omega standing tall. A 3-way tag match between the teams of the Dark Order, Jack Evans and Angelico, and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. This one should be a fairly interesting one. I'm quite looking forward to it, and it also has all-out ramifications, because same as last time with Best Friends Private Party and SCU, this will give the winner a chance to advance to All Out to fight for the first round bye against the Best Friends. In my opinion, I'd like to see Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy win this one and go on and face the Best Friends, because I think that could be a pretty good feud, what with the Best Friends having their sort of smarmy, overblown friendship, and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy having the little boy and his dinosaur gimmick. I think that they could get some pretty good stuff out of that, and then they could maybe transition into the Dark Order versus Evans and Angelico. So I think I'm going to go with that. I think I'm going to go with that as my prediction. Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy pick up the win. And finally, it's the Rhodes brothers, Cody and Dustin, versus the Young Bucks. I'm quite looking forward to this match. I feel like it might be the first one that the Young Bucks have done that I'm actually going to be able to keep up with, because when they were against the Lucha brothers, I haven't really been able to keep up with that fast-paced style. And I'm hoping that because Cody has been fighting sort of more slower, plodding, old-school matches, and Dustin is from the Attitude Era, we might get a more old school, slower paced match, and if that happens, I will be able to keep up with it a little bit more. And frankly, that does excite me, because I've enjoyed the build for this, with the Young Bucks constantly prodding and poking and making fun of the Rhodes brothers with the "my older brother" thing on being the Elite, and then with the promo that Cody and Dustin cut on Fight for the Fallen, where they were talking about getting frustrated with it, and the fact that they weren't taking them seriously, etc., etc. There was just some really good stuff that Dustin and Cody had to say that I felt really built the match, and I'm really looking forward to it. So it should be a damn good match. I do think that there'll be parts that I can't keep up with still, because they'll probably try to tell the story of the Young Bucks pulling off some stuff that Dustin maybe can't keep up with and that he wasn't expecting, etc., etc. So hopefully it's a little bit slower. I still think that there'll be parts that I can't keep up with, but I'm still really, really looking forward to it, because I think that it'll be probably one of the best storytelling matches of the night. So who do I think will come out on top? On one hand, you sort of feel like the Young Bucks might come out on top, because they're going to be a more active team on the All Elite roster. I doubt that Cody and Dustin are going to be going for it completely as a tag team. I don't really think that they're going to go for the tag team titles or anything, but I also might be completely wrong about that. So although I think that the Young Bucks might come out with the win, and it is sort of a good gut feeling, I'm going to go with Cody and Dustin picking up the win, because like I said at the beginning of this video, I learnt last time not to bet against Cody. So yeah, the Rhodes brothers come out with the win on this one. So the only thing I haven't talked about is the fact that Chris Jericho will be given a live mic, which should be fairly interesting, and I can't wait for that, because Chris Jericho is my favourite, and he's great on the mic, and I'm sure that he'll manage to get himself some good heat, and it should be fairly interesting to see how he runs down a crowd at a charity show. So those were my predictions for All Elite's Fight for the Fallen, which is due to take place tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoy the show. I hope that I'm right about my predictions, and if you've got any thoughts about who you think will win any of these matches, drop it down in the comments below, or you can hit me up on Twitter at Mason_WITD. If you want to listen to my All Elite Fight for the Fallen review, make sure you click subscribe and that notify bell, and you'll get notified when it goes up. Don't leave yourself out in the cold. Right guys, I'm off, and you should have a good one.